A 4-month 9 in 10 News investigation continues to uncover new information about this former priest removed from the ministry 17 years ago over a credible claim of sexual misconduct involving a minor. We brought you part 1 of a special 4-month investigative report, Betrayal of Trust, on 9 in 10 News at 5.
9 in 10 News obtained letters that show Father Jim Holtz, a priest permanently removed from ministry 17 years ago by the Diocese of Gaylord, was working as a sacristan and around minors at St. Francis Xavier in Petoskey. 9 in 10's David Leiden joins us now with part 2 of our special report, Betrayal of Trust.
Kevin and Courtney, just a little bit of background information. A sacristan is someone who works in a room at a Catholic church called a sacristy, where priests, altar servers, who are sometimes minors, and other parishioners prepare to celebrate Mass. Now in part 2, we are asking Gaylord Bishop Stephen Reka about what actions the diocese took when they learned about Holtz's role. And we spoke to Holtz directly.
I was not made aware of it until I received the one letter.
This is the letter Gaylord Bishop Stephen Reka says he received in January of 2016 that first made him aware of the sacristan role Jim Holtz had here at St. Francis Xavier in Petoskey.
The one letter that I saw said that he had spoken to the pastor and it had been taken care of.
Then, in October of 2016, this letter came across Bishop Reka's desk, noting that Holtz remained in the sacristan role and outlined concerns the writer saw with it. It reads in part, "There are circumstances when Father Holtz is alone in the sacristy with altar servers who are minors." Reka says it's then that he started taking steps to remove Holtz from the role as sacristan.
Those who have credible, substantiated allegations should not be involved in any ministry in a parish. That's my conviction.
But Reka says an alleged adult victim of Holtz's came forward at a later date, and further action was taken, along with reporting the new allegation to civil authorities.
At that particular time, that person had actually helped us to be able to craft what we call a safety plan and put it in place.
Reka says the time frame for handling the situation was not as fast as he would have liked, and if it were up to him, Holtz would not have had the sacristan role to begin with.
I apologize, that it wasn't as fast as it could have been. But I think the point of the matter is, the more important point is the fact that it was eventually cleared up.
9 in 10 News made multiple attempts to reach Holtz for comment, including a Facebook message, certified mail, a phone call, and going to his home in Petoskey. He wouldn't go on camera, but agreed to talk with me over the phone.
I had no intention of doing anything to anybody. I helped the young people. I didn't touch them at all, okay? I might have touched his hands when I put the cincture on him. He didn't say nothing to me. I was just helping him.
Holtz also says he was rarely alone with minors in the sacristy.
The doors were always open. I can't say never because I'm not sure, but 99% of the time I was never alone.
Holtz told me it was the former and now deceased Bishop of Gaylord, Patrick Cooney, who okayed him having a volunteer role at St. Francis in Petoskey, and that volunteer role led to him taking on the role as sacristan.
I'm not a predator. I'm not chasing kids for sex.
Holtz also opening up to me about his life since his removal in 2002 over an allegation from the 1980s that he sexually assaulted a minor while drunk.
I'm still changing my life around. I'm following the message of Jesus. And I also believe in the Catholic Church. Okay, I believe, thank God that Catholic, we have the sacrament of penance, that we can be reconciled back to God. And I work hard trying to change something in my life every day.
Back to the altar server we introduced you to in part 1 of our story. They say they want this story to be part of the healing process the Catholic Church now finds itself in.
There's been cases where teachers have harmed students and bank tellers have stolen money from the bank. We don't pull all of our money out of the bank. We haven't given up on educating children. I would encourage people to not leave the church due to any certain acts. It's important to keep your faith.
And you can watch the full interview with the altar server on 9and10news.com. You can also take a look at the letters we received. They are also posted on 9and10news.com.
And David, as we reported earlier, Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel is concerned about the church trying to self-police these kind of issues.
Yeah, she said last week that when someone knocks on your door, ask for a badge, not a rosary. So again, what is the Gaylord Diocese policy when it comes to accusations of sexual abuse?
Yeah, that comment by Nessel got a lot of attention across the state, but as far as the Diocese of Gaylord, it's been the policy for years, really. Every allegation they receive, it goes to the proper authorities. They also encourage anyone that has an allegation, take that right to law enforcement. And the diocese also has a victims assistance coordinator that can kind of walk with survivors through this entire process. And we have information on that from the diocese. We also have information on how to report any allegations to the Attorney General in their ongoing investigation over on 9and10news.com.
All right. Thank you very much, David. And we'll be right back.